co-pilot hijacking his own flight and commandeering the airliner on a desperate mission for asylum. First off, we'll tell you all 202 people aboard are safe and sound. Here's the route for that Ethiopian Airlines flight. It left the capital last night bound for Rome, but when the pilot left the cockpit for the restroom, the co-pilot seized his chance. He locked the cockpit door and rerouted the plane to Geneva, Switzerland. The airliner landed safely, and the co-pilot now faces a whole lot of questions. CNN's Frederick Pleiken joins us live from Berlin with more. Good morning.
Hi, Carol. Yeah, and the authorities say that the passengers on board that plane were never in danger, but certainly it wasn't a very safe situation. The airliner was circling over Geneva for several hours until it was finally intercepted by two jets there and forced to land. Now, the interesting thing that happened, Carol, was that this co-pilot, even as he was commandeering the plane, was still pretty much only worried about managing to get asylum in Switzerland. Now, we have some of the voice recordings of his interactions with the tower with air traffic control. I just want to listen in to a little snippet about what he says to them.
And you have to give us last information about the asylum because now even the other region is not in a good condition.
Yes, I know. Sorry, but we're still waiting for the response. We are trying our best to get you the response.
Now, we have to mention at this point, the airliner was very low on fuel, and he's trying to get an answer there from the authorities. Now, keep in mind, this was at 6 a.m. in the morning on a Monday, so certainly it's going to be very difficult for those air traffic controllers to get any sort of answer from a Swiss politician. In the end, as we said, he landed the aircraft, everybody on board was safe, and he is now in custody. Whether or not he's going to get asylum is really something that's very much in question, Carol.
Was there some sort of rope from the cockpit? Because there were rumors earlier he had climbed down that rope onto the tarmac.
Yeah. That's a very interesting question, and you're absolutely right. He used a rope to climb down onto the tarmac, and there's actually another piece of interaction between him and the tower where he says, don't make any sudden moves. I'm going to open the cockpit window. I'm going to climb down via a rope. Now, all that seems very strange. Seems as though he planned all of this, which clearly he did. But we also have to note, Carol, that modern airline cockpits actually always have a rope in a compartment above one of the windows, and that's a safety precaution because if one of these airliners has to make a hard landing or a crash landing, and the way out the back to the actual emergency exit is filled by fire or some other sort of obstruction, the pilots do have that rope as a last way of getting out of the aircraft. And clearly now he used that rope to get out of the aircraft as fast as possible, but he was immediately apprehended when he got there on the tarmac. And there is that picture of that rope hanging out the window. It really was a bizarre morning for those passengers. One of the other weird things, Carol, is that apparently most of them actually thought they'd landed in Rome, in Italy, and not in Switzerland. They didn't even know where they were. So it was really a very bizarre day for those people. Luckily, they all escaped unhurt, Carol.
That's right, all safe and sound. Frederick Pleiken reporting live for us this morning.